Okay, do you remember in Algebra 1 when they basically told you that f of x is a fancy way of saying y equals, right? So in this function, you might be thinking, whoa, Mrs. Gilmore, there's 4 things up there. What the heck are you thinking? But think about it. This first equation is y equals 1. If you look at the f of x equals 1. So that's the equation y equals 1. What type of line is the equation y equals 1? Hoi, it's a horizontal line. So we're talking about the horizontal line at 1, but look at the conditions. From 0 to 3. Okay, now trust me for a minute. Does everybody trust me? Okay, at least pretend to trust me. We are going to use this middle line as our x-axis. I would like you to use this one as your y-axis. Just trust me. All right. So we have, hopefully using pencil, the horizontal line y equals 1, which is this line right here. But the conditions are we only want the x values from 0 to 3. So I only really want, erase that, from 0 to 3. Just that little chunk of that horizontal line. Now we need to think about closed circle versus open circle. So look at the conditions. Where it says 0, it would be a closed circle at an x value of 0 because it's less than or equal to. So a closed circle at 0. Then look at the x value 3 in the conditions. Because that's just plain less than, it's going to be an open circle at 3. Now look at the rest of these. Do they follow the same pattern? Closed circle on the left, open circle on the right. So all of these little horizontal lines are going to be closed circle on the left, open circle on the right. Okay, the next horizontal piece is y equals 2. What x values do we want to see for this piece of the horizontal line? From 3 to 6. So 3, here's our horizontal line, solid circle, 4, 5, 6, open circle at 6. The next one is y equals 3. What x values do we want to see for this piece? From 6 to 9. So closed circle at 6, horizontal line, open circle at 9. Do you think you can put the last horizontal piece on there? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Y equals 4 from an x value of 9 to 12. Now, when you look at this finished graph, do you see why this is called a step function? Because it looks like a staircase. All right. As you try number 8 on your own, the first thing that I want to talk to you about before I let you try it on your own is what each step is going to look like. So let's look at these conditions. What symbol do you see on the left? A less than. That's going to be an open circle. How about on the right side of all of these? Closed. So this time, each horizontal step is going to look like that. So try this one on your own. So this particular step function, and I didn't draw in my axes, but here's my x-axis, and here's my y-axis. So there are 4 little pieces of horizontal lines. The first piece is the horizontal line at -1 between the x values of -5 to -2. And because the left side of these has a less than, and the right side has less than equal to, the left side of the piece has an open circle, the right side of the piece has a closed circle. Now sometimes they might do something like this for the last one. X is greater than or equal to 6. Then you would just like go from there and continue on. But if they don't have that, you stop it like we've been doing. So there's each of those 4 pieces between those numbers. And notice, piecewise functions are functions, which means when you draw a vertical line through this function, you should never touch more than 1 point at a time. That's why we have a closed circle and an open circle directly on top of each other, so that no matter what, you don't have more than 1 point on a vertical line, so it still follows the definition of function.